Hello and welcome to the Overly Animated Podcast, where we take animation seriously. We talk everything animation here, including Steven Universe, which we'll be getting into right now. I'm Dylan Hysen, and today I'm joined by Michelle Anderer.
Hello.
Justin Cummings.
I missed you.
And Alex Bonilla.
Hola.
Today, Michelle, Justin, Alex, and I are here to talk Stranded, the Steven Universe special that just aired, like 5 minutes ago on Cartoon Network. We're here right after the episode to talk about Lars of the Stars and Jungle Moon. Very, very big episodes. Make sure you've seen these ones. And we'll have spoilers for, these two episodes and all previous episodes of Steven Universe. We cover Steven Universe every time that it's new here at the Overly Animated Podcast and just talk about the show in general as well. Find us at overlyanimated.com or search for Overly Animated Steven Universe on iTunes and subscribe there on YouTube to not miss any of our future Steven Universe podcasts. Episodes literally just aired. We just had this huge Jungle Moon episode. We're shook. So, Michelle, what are your reactions?
Oh, my heart's beating so fast. I've missed having this kind of adrenaline rush, and I've really, especially this show's been gone for so long, and I feel like we just got, a lot more than we have in months in terms of, plotty plot, which I know you love, Dylan,
Yeah.
So I can only imagine how you're containing your excitement right now, but oh my god, it's so exciting. I'm so happy. It was so good. They were both so good, but, that second one, though.
Yeah. Oh, that second one. How about one thing that jumped out at you that we learned or we saw for the first time?
Stefani's facial hair was so good.
That's not what I was expecting.
It was so great.
We'll talk about Stefani's facial hair. That's not really what I was hoping to get. Okay, let's Justin, what are your reactions to this episode?
I think Rhodonite might be my favorite gem, so seeing her again was a treat. I'm telling you, if we spent more time with the off colors, I feel like Rhodonite would be our Garnet. But I'm so curious about Rhodonite, so just seeing a little bit more of her was always great. But obviously, I will say the big things of, oh my goodness, pink diamond ? Maybe.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Don't say it in a mocking way. We're literally reacting to the episode right after it aired, so we're allowed to genuinely react. Yeah, right.
Well,
Not spoilers anymore.
That was Pink Diamond, right?
I mean,
yeah.
It was Pink Diamond, but my question is, because it was in the dream, is it Pink Diamond warped into Steven-esque shape? Is that actually how Pink Diamond?
Yeah, 'cause she seems smaller, right?
That's my one question.
I have a theory about that.
Accurate to current Pink Diamond, if
Right.
Pink Diamond is alive, was that?
If Pink Diamond,
Obviously, it's Pink Diamond, but aesthetically, how?
As far as we know, Pink Diamond's
close is
dead. But yeah, it's that Pink Diamond seems small. Was it just because we were seeing them through Stefani and Stefani's smaller? Or is it because Pink Diamond's a baby gem? Right.
That's what I was thinking. Yeah. She was a baby gem.
Yeah, that's we'll talk about that. Alex, what are your reactions?
I am also still coming down from this high. These are very hype-worthy episodes. I think coming down, Lars of the Stars, it has its moments, but I don't think it's as strong as of an episode as we kind of expected from Pink Lars being heroic and all. But Jungle Moon was amazing, and just the whole flashback sequence felt so surreal. It didn't feel like it came from the show. It felt like a different show, but I was just basking in just the strangeness of it all. Plus, we snuck Connie's mom in. I'm like, oh, okay, cool. Include her if you want. But yeah, just all of Jungle Moon is very interesting and enthralling to watch. Lars of the Stars is okay, but I think we're going to be talking about Jungle Moon the most, and I think that's by far the better episode of the two here.
Yeah, it's certainly the more hype episode, and this is the episode we want to be watching live and then immediately discussing. So it's great that Cartoon Network, congrats, Cartoon Network, neither of these episodes leaked. You did it.
You did it! You
so
learned!
proud.
Actually, the first time maybe ever. So congrats on that. But it's Jungle Moon's super hype, and very excited to get into all of the plot details that we potentially got there. Still gotta say, it didn't really learn anything definitive, but it was very exciting to see Pink Diamond and to see Yellow Diamond and Pink Diamond interacting, to see Nephrite on the phone, Nephrite. We'll talk about that. and to see Pink Diamond for the first time. Those were very exciting moments. Also just love Stevani in the special. Assuming that no one on the Steven Universe subreddit beat me to it, I want to give the first hot take that Lars of the Stars is a better episode than Jungle Moon. I don't know if I believe it, but I want to get that out there because I know people are going to say that.
You believe it.
I just want to get that hot take out there because
I just want to say Dylan is only saying this because he's still riding the high from Black Mirror USS Callister, and he's just in a Star Trek mood.
We will not talk about Black Mirror.
Oh, yeah.
No.
That's the only reason Dylan's saying that.
No, I think Lars of the Stars is a great episode. I thought they got into a lot of great stuff there. I think Jungle Moon, we need to take a few days away from the hype to objectively analyze it.
I
don't know. I think Lars of the Stars might be a more complete episode. But anyway, so we need to talk about Jungle Moon and talk about big plot points here. Alex, I'm going to defer to all of you guys as bigger lore experts on the show. Alex, what do you think is the number one lore takeaway coming out of Jungle Moon?
Well, I think this is pretty much a confirmation that Pink Diamond is the youngest of the diamonds.
Yes.
That's been a theory that's been around for a long time.
Yeah.
Huh? It's been a theory for a while.
Yes.
We saw the mural and we saw the planets around them.
I think everyone had known that already. I don't know.
I was the first one on this podcast to say that.
Okay, great.
Now, to be fair, that does lead into a thing here that I think part of what this episode highlights is that we've been theorizing about a lot of things about Pink Diamond for so long that some of these revelations don't hit as hard as they might if you're like going in with very little context. Like also the fact of Yellow Diamond treating Pink Diamond kind of wrongly. Like there's been like hundreds of fan fictions that have talked about things like this. So it's like, oh, okay, so this is what it actually would have looked like.
Yeah, okay. Cool. Pink is kind of presented as younger, but it's not. Yeah, it's presented as a kid, but we have that kind of discrepancy as is that just Stevani. But at the very least, Yellow is talking to Pink in kind of a mother-child type relationship, and that's kind of a big thing that was presented. Maybe the main part of that dream flashback was the Yellow-Pink relationship that was presented.
Right. I think that's the biggest, like the most concrete thing I can pull out of that entire flashback. Also, the fact that it's like, oh, I want a planet. So like, there's a possibility that we are slowly going toward the fact that Earth was the only colony Pink Diamond had. We're also sort of getting there. But all in all, I think it's more just the interaction between Yellow Diamond and Pink Diamond that's interesting because the problem is that the planet that Yellow Diamond is ordering to colonize is just, I believe, the hollowed out planet that Stevani is looking at from her Jungle Moon. So in the end, we don't really care about that planet. So it doesn't really matter to us. So I think the more important part of this is just how Yellow Diamond and Pink Diamond interact.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's like the thing that the dream sequence was presenting to us, and then there's a bunch of little things that we're going to try to make into bigger things, and I actively want us to do that. So, Michelle, what any little things here that stand out?
I kind of liked Stevani's conversation with themselves when like the Steven part of Stevani didn't want to kill the creature, and it's the Connie part of Stevani did, and they were like rationalizing out why they shouldn't do it. Like I kind of like seeing both their personalities play out. I haven't really seen much of that since alone together, so it was just nice to see that dynamic. It reminded me a lot of Garnet, when Garnet gets really upset in Keystone.
There's a lot of good Stevani stuff to talk about. I want to get into that, but I want to focus on Diamond stuff for now. But yeah, I agree that they're kind of presenting the two sides of Steven and Connie, and they talk to each other as Stevani. So I think that was really cool. Justin, so we see Yellow's phone screen. We see Dr. Maheshwaran's phone screen, who she's talking to, and she later turns into Yellow Diamond as this kind of like a dreamlike sequence, and it seems like she's calling on the screen. It says Nephrite XJ cut 763.
XJ9?
No.
Is that important?
Thoughts on Nephrite, Justin?
Early 2000s. Yeah, Nephrite is definitely an actual gemstone that exists in the world, and so it's fair game to be a gem in this show.
God.
Yeah, great.
So yeah, Nephrite is definitely a gem. A homeworld gem, and is in Yellow's court because Nephrites are green jade kind of things, and green seems to be Yellow's domain. So, way to stick with the theme there. There's another little thing I want to talk about, Dylan, involving diamonds.
Yes.
Oh, wait, just before. Nephrite is centipedal. Everybody?
That's a good hot take. Yeah,
Okay,
I like
why?
that.
Here's the hot take.
Well, that theory has been around since Monster Reunion,
yes,
so
true.
Nephrite appearing, it's like finally.
Mm-hmm.
But and also just the fact that it does have a bit of like fluffy hair in the silhouette they showed of her on the phone, so it makes sense with the kind of design we've seen of corrupted centipedal. So
it
also
does.
makes centipedal important.
we know Centipedal is like an advanced guard as well, like kind of the almost like the scout for a new colony. So for them to be the contact for the planet makes a lot of sense.
Mm-hmm.
And also, I believe in the flashback that she presents in that episode, she mentions arriving with her crew in dropships. So that's just another thing.
Yeah,
it certainly looked like the dropship. Yeah,
yeah. So
I think it fits.
So when Dr. Mayshorn's talking, she says, Dr. Mayshorn's our Yellow Diamond stand-in, right? Presumably says, all right, do it or I'll shatter you and your crew myself. She's talking about that it seems like who she's talking to, Nephrite, is objecting to destroying organic life on the surface. Presumably this is Earth, although it could be this planet, I think.
Yeah, I think it's this planet, because if the moon has organic life, then it would stand to reason that it's possible the actual planet had life as well. Mm-hmm. And also, it looked very hollowed out, very similar to the thing we saw with the Paradox plan for the Earth when they would surround the Earth with kindergartens. Mm-hmm. So it seems that they target.
We're specifically shown the organic life in the earlier parts of the episode, and
right. So it would make sense that they would be targeting this planet in particular because it's able to sustain.
And they mentioned an invasion, organic like on the surface, destroy them, land the dropship. Yeah. So I think this is supposed to be reminiscent of Earth and potentially our theories on Pink Diamond not wanting to, or like Rose at the very least. Let's say Rose instead of Pink Diamond. Rose not wanting to destroy life on Earth. So you're initially like, when I'm watching this, I'm like, oh wow, Yellow is talking to Rose or Pink Diamond or something, and this is about Earth. But then the episode kind of later presents it as Yellow's talking to Nephrite, and it's about this jungle moon that we're on, or the jungle planet. So I think that's an interesting parallel for them to draw. But Nephrite doesn't really want to destroy life. That's kind of interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I don't know. Any thoughts about that? Theories?
Well, it does give us a bit of insight into the fact that even gems who are within the homeworld structure don't always agree totally with because we had this at first with Peridot, right? She's like just doing her job, and she just blindly accepts it. And then later on, she ends up just seeing, oh, well, life isn't that bad. So you'd have to assume that other gems who have had experience with life could have developed similar emotions even within the homeworld structure. So it's just interesting to see that we're starting to flesh out the population of homeworld a little bit more, given how little we've seen or heard of homeworld gems up to now.
Yeah. Especially thinking back to especially first season when the crystal gems talk about homeworld, they talk about them as this singular unit of just bad news, right? And that's definitely not our perception of them anymore. There's so many characters, so many homeworld characters, even the off colors. There's so many variables now, which I think, I agree with Alex. It is fleshing it out in a way that feels very believable. Of course, it wasn't just Rose.
Right. That's the biggest thing.
This consciousness. Yeah.
This is in direct contradiction to things we've learned previously on the show, which is that Rose is we get the impression Rose is the only gem that's ever really wanted to protect life. That this is directly opposed to the answer mythology that's presented, which is that all gems are hive minds, and none of them, that the answer kind of presents the episode that presents that type of thing to us. And this is saying not only is that not true, which we've kind of got the impression on as the show has went along, because we've seen a lot of different types of gems, not just the crystal gems, and they all have personalities. There's someone other than Rose that doesn't want to kill life. That's a weird thing to show us at this point. We're 5 seasons in. This is the first time we've ever seen a gem that's not Rose or someone Rose has influenced, that's cared about life.
I'll agree with the someone Rose hasn't influenced thing, because we have seen plenty of gems at this point who are in collusion with Rose, who totally support.
Yeah, but the show has always presented us. Yeah, I mean, we kind of see Blue Diamond caring about Pink's shattering, and that was striking on its own. It's wow, diamonds can feel sadness, and this is wow, there's another gem that doesn't want to kill people. That seems like something that's specifically shown to us, and I wonder why. Like this, yeah.
Well, and actually bringing up Blue Diamond too, very recently we had her coming to Earth and be like, "Oh, humans, they're still around. I should save them, right?" So she's also like and we don't know if she knows about the cluster. Like that's still up in the air. So it could be very well building up to something where there was even arguments within the diamonds themselves about what exactly to do with life on planets. Maybe Yellow Diamond is alone. Who knows?
And the Blue Diamond stuff was shown kind of specifically where we're supposed to interpret that it was just for Pink that she was saving people.
Right.
So
like for this too, she didn't want to save all of humanity. She wanted like a handful more.
Yeah. We definitely never got the impression. We're definitely not specifically shown that Blue wants to just save people for life at the sake of life itself from like a moralistic argument. And that's like in this like 5 seconds we get of Nephrite. Like, wow, there's another gem that like morally cares about now. And we don't even hear her talk. It's just Yellow responding to her. So that's really cool. Yeah. That's going to be a big thing I think we're going to talk about later. Let's talk about, the relation, as we mentioned, the relationship between Yellow and Pink that's presented, in this episode. And it definitely seems like a child, parent relationship.
Well, definitely. Like, Stevonnie starts off calling Yellow Diamond mom, and just like their height difference says so much from the beginning, right? Because at first, Yellow Diamond's like towering over them. And then, I'm not sure if, like, their height changing Stevonnie's has to do with, like, getting more into, like, imagining themselves as Pink Diamond, and if they were bigger, or if the fact that they were a baby gem, they weren't, like, their full final stage of development yet. Because their mannerisms were very childlike, just like their tantrum seemed very, like, childish. So I don't think that's a stretch to say that it was, like, a parent-child relationship.
Yeah, Justin.
There's one more piece of evidence that points to Pink being definitely being the most recent. If you look closely at Pink Diamond's diamond, it's a different shape than all the other diamonds. It's
is it?
Look closely, it's more refined. You can kind of tell it's like a 2D cut of what we traditionally picture as a diamond, like the gem, not the shape.
No, it actually looks like a diamond. We have the screen cap up right now. Wow, that's a good catch, Justin.
So it's more refined and more cut, so it would make sense that she's the newest because her diamond's the most refined. Like they figured out the formula and they created, the better diamond in essence.
At the very least, her diamond looks very different. I like that interpretation from you that it's refined and newer, but that's striking. Alex, is the other diamonds we've seen have not had the shape, right?
Right. Although we've also not seen a diamond of this size. So, I think that this is essentially what Pink Diamond looks like, but I also think that the sizes are all metaphorical because it's framed in this whole very surreal dream sequence.
Yeah, I mean,
I do want to highlight that Yellow Diamond taking Connie's mom's face color and having her hair like come out of her helmets, like that was like really cool. It was like, whoa, what? This is not even in fan art have I seen anything as crazy.
There will be now.
Not even in fan art. What? Come on.
That was pretty cool. But I think that whole melding stuff emphasizes that this isn't to be taken in totally literally.
Yeah, I think we should. Yeah, I don't
like the point.
Yeah, let's not get caught up on the size thing. I don't think the episode presents definitive evidence as to the size of Pink Diamond. Just looking at Pink Diamond, like we see the picture of her when Stevonnie's looking into the mirror.
Her outfit looks pretty different too. Yeah.
Yeah, kind of like we don't see like the bottom of it, but kind of like ballerina like. I don't know.
Yeah, it's like poofy shoulder thing. It looks like a little kid outfit.
Yeah,
which fits with original Pearl design.
Yeah, it kind of does. It's very feminine in that kind of way.
Yeah. To be honest, she reminds me of Rose a lot in how she looks. I don't know.
Her hair is a bit similar, but it's like shorter. Yeah.
Yeah. So I think that's just, it's super interesting seeing her. Yeah. And just the diamond shape. Wow. That's interesting. I will say, we're at the end of season 5 and we're still getting episodes that tease a bunch of stuff like this and not give us answers. I await the flashback. Yeah. To this episode.
Here's what happens, Dylan. We already know what happens. When a show spends 5 seasons teasing us with new information, season 6 becomes lost.
Yeah, right. I mean, that's right. That's always the worry with Steven Universe that comes last. Anyway, regardless of the thing that was presented to us, like the size, the relationship. So I want to get more into the relationship between Pink and Yellow. Pink says, "You have so many worlds, and I don't even have one. I deserve one. I'm just as important as you."
That's the thing. She is a lot younger and she's not mature, but she technically is a diamond. So she sees herself as an equal, even if she is immature still. Which is fascinating! And this makes me think, because the thing was, like, if I know we're going to eventually, because you're on this podcast, Dylan, I know we're going to get into, like, Yellow Diamond theories. If she is that young, and we've already had this suggestion of the other gem questioning, like, well, there's organic life on the planet. You sure you want to blow it up? I think the fact that she's really young could give her a lot more reason to try to protect the Earth and be in cahoots with Rose Quartz. Like, for that reason alone, she's a lot younger. She's more impressionable. She's not set in anybody's ways.
We don't really need to get into theories too much. It's not like we all thought Pink was the youngest already. I'd probably said on this podcast, like, there's been no definitive proof. Like, I say that a lot, but and I still don't think we have definitive proof.
Though.
Oh, I guess I think this episode does. Yeah, the murals, whatever the murals. I think the thing that's proof is that she doesn't have a planet right now in this flashback.
She doesn't.
So that's new information. We're talking about, we're looking for the definitive information. Pink does not have a planet. She says, I deserve a planet. I deserve a world. So, that's pretty clear. That's like as clear as the show gets that Pink is the new gem, the new diamond. And, I do think that she's younger, younger people are more likely to take up, like against their parents and, liberal causes and like, anyway. So
are you saying she's the liberal diamond?
Yeah, she's the liberal diamond and she'll try to protect Earth, right? That I think we're all expecting that at this point and that she's probably alive. I think, showing her like this, why do this? We're probably going to see her in the finale. We'll see. Okay. But yeah.
Like, alive? I don't know about that.
We'll see. Yeah, Justin, what do you think of Pink Diamond not having any planets in this flashback?
Well, we knew from the murals that Pink Diamond seemed to only have Earth. So theoretically, if anything pre-Earth colonizing, she would have no planets. So any real Pink Diamond flashback that's not specifically Earth related would have to be pre-planet. Because why would we show an Earth flashback and not on Earth? It makes total sense. I just want to see Pink Diamond getting her planet now, because now that we know she's kind of juvenile in her behavior, I could see, with like the theory of Pink Diamond being kind of in on it and it all being a scheme, I could see her being the youngest, being easily swayed by, say, Rose to turn against the other. But I could also see the theory of Yellow being the one that shatters Pink, with Pink seemed to annoy Yellow a bit.
Okay, let's talk about that. Yeah, because this is all in the midst of, that's a great point, Justin. This is all in the midst of our murder mystery arc this season on who shattered Pink. Was it Rose? And, Yellow is, after Wanted, Yellow is one of our main contenders for who shattered Pink. And this episode presents a, kind of an antagonistic relationship between Yellow and Pink. Pink's complaining. Yellow's like, no, you're not going to get your world. And Pink's being very belligerent towards her. So that's potential evidence that Yellow had anger towards Pink.
I wouldn't say anger. I think she's just tolerating an obnoxious person. But I don't think she, like, straight up hates her.
Here's the thing. I think that's maybe level one. I think the clear counterpoint to that is that I think this is definitive proof that Yellow did not shatter Pink because we are presented with a parent-child relationship. Mm-hmm. And I think Yellow is shown to really care about Pink in this flash. Like,
she's not rude to her the way, like, that was the thing that surprised me. Because when she, like, climbs on her and, like, shouts in her face, she just says, not now, and puts her down. That's the gentlest we've seen her be with anyone except for another diamond, which is Blue Diamond. So I totally agree with that.
Yeah, to me, Yellow Diamond comes off as mom in this in this flashback, and she wouldn't shatter her child like that. Yeah. So I mean, she's a terrible, murderous alien monster. But I think this episode is specifically, like, the main point of this flashback is to show this maternalistic relationship between Yellow and Pink. The clear takeaway to me is that yellow would not shatter pink.
I fight back with the hot take that no one is saying. This show is known for its progressive themes. We specifically saw yellow. We specifically saw yellow as a maternal character, so that when we see yellow turn and shatter her, the whole thing becomes a message against corporal punishment.
Okay, I don't know about that last part, but it could just be a setup to subvert it. Sure.
Yeah. Following that line, we've had also Rose Steven relationship being very strained. So having a very antagonistic mother child relationship in this show wouldn't be new, and it wouldn't be it wouldn't be out of place here.
Right. Comparing it to Rose and Steven, obviously they always love each other, despite Steven having doubts about Rose currently.
That's Yeah, that's the thing. Like, the strained relationship is really just like Steven's changing perspective of Rose all the time.
And Rose's inability to respond.
Right, because she's not there.
Alex, what's your big takeaway on yellow here?
I'm not sure, because I'm with this murder mystery plotline. I'm still in the whole. This has to all be a misdirect.
Yes, exactly. It's too easy.
We spent too many seasons doing Rose killed pink, shattered pink diamond, and that still has to be it. Otherwise, you're throwing away a lot of stuff in the show. Mm-hmm. So I feel that it's a misdirect. However, I can also see the seeds of what you're trying to move. Maybe Yellow Diamond did it, as we've already tried doing in the trial. And here you also have one line that stood out to me, I'm just as important as you. Why don't you act like it? Mm-hmm. So you see the seeds of a potential power struggle, which could also be done, especially as we've already seen with stuff between Yellow Diamond and Blue Diamond, where Yellow Diamond is hiding things from Blue, and Blue gets annoyed when she sees that Yellow Diamond is rushing through things. So you can tell that there's always been a strained relationship between all the diamonds, and it would make sense that Yellow and Pink also had similar issues, especially if they have difference of perspective later on, although that's not clear in this flashback.
Yeah.
So all in all, I can see if you're trying to set up Yellow and Pink had a very tough relationship. Maybe they get into an argument that's related to the colonization of Earth and her shattering. But I don't see enough evidence here to say that contributes to the Yellow Diamond is the Shatterer theory.
Okay, yeah, let's be clear. This is the conversation that the show's writers want us to be having after this episode.
Yeah.
I agree that this murder mystery thing is gonna not coalesce the way we expect, so it's kind of not what we're talking about. But this is what the show is like. They presented it in Wanted. This Who Killed Her. Rebecca Sugar specifically said that's the arc of the season. And now we're presented with seeing Yellow Diamond in a new light and how she relates to Pink Diamond. The question that the show wants you to ask after this episode is, does this make me think Yellow is more or less likely to have shattered Pink? I'm going to say I'm completely out on Yellow shattering Pink. That's my takeaway. Completely out. 0% chance Yellow shattered Pink.
I have a question.
Yes.
Why still no White Diamond acknowledgement at all? What does that mean? And
because White Diamond is onion.
How freaking old is White Diamond then?
Okay,
she's gotta be pretty old. Is that why she never does anything? She's just so old and so wise, she doesn't do anything unless it's the ultimate problem.
What makes you say that she must be so old?
Because she's at the top of the thing, and if we're going by age, she would be the oldest. She's at the top.
So here's an interesting thing that we haven't discussed yet is the sequence that Stevani and Yellow have to push to activate the console. I don't know if you guys have thought about this. The sequence goes white, and then it's either yellow or blue. I'm not sure which.
No, it's
white, yellow, blue, pink, white. That's the sequence. Yeah.
I thought it was yellow, blue, pink, white.
I think she starts at white. I think
it's white, yellow, blue, pink, white.
Yeah, she starts at white and ends at white. Yeah, which is interesting. My initial
white diamond.
Twice as important.
My initial thought from that, because again, and it's why is the show presenting us things? Stevani specifically says, "What was that sequence again?" and then enters it. So it's important.
All hail Fire Lord White Diamond.
Okay, no. My initial thought before she went back to white at the end is, okay, this is the birth order of the diamonds: white, yellow, blue, pink. Okay, couldn't have confirmation white's the oldest diamond. But then she goes back to white. That's interesting.
Has white been reborn, perhaps?
Yeah, what does that mean?
Regenerated? Oh, what if white did regenerate into a gem that doesn't look diamondy so that she can be undercover because
crazy theories. Okay.
Wait, whoa.
No, we don't need to get into that. But Okay, I think it could just be emphasizing that white is the supreme diamond. It's like the passcode is like, okay, the standard sequence of the diamonds, but then we end on white again because everything is white. You know, it could just be that. Everything.
All colors lead to white diamond. That sounded more racist than I intended.
Right, I know, I said it when I said it too. Yeah, but yeah, I don't know. Alex, any initial thought on the sequence?
When I picked my ATM pin code, I went with a nice pattern I could remember, but I didn't really pay attention to the importance of the numbers I chose.
Yeah.
So,
but
if you want to give a meaning to this, I think you're on the right track.
There's 100%
showing the white
there's
diamond.
100% of meaning to this.
I think there's a 33% chance there's a meaning.
There's always. Why would you not? If you animate something and don't have meaning, that makes no sense to me.
It is about the leaders of their world.
Stevani says, "What was that sequence again?" And then enters the sequence.
Have that line
you wouldn't have that
11 minutes per episode.
I will say,
because
I
went very fast.
No,
so I'm just saying this entire season feels like misdirects all out the wazoo. Like some things I can trust.
So you just don't want to trust anything.
Yeah, it's just I don't think that this season is doing everything matters.
Alex, even if it is a misdirect, there's a reason why we are using that as a misdirect. It would point towards something else. Like it being shown has a significance, even if it's not a straightforward significance. How about that?
Maybe, but yeah, if there's a meaning, I think I agree with you that it's showing the white diamond is important because the only thing notable here is that white diamond is hit twice.
Yeah.
But
I also think the notable thing is that it goes white and then pink. You know, like I think there's a natural conclusion that it's a birth order ending in white for some reason. So, maybe it is some sort of crazy Justin theory where white's been reborn. I don't know. Yeah.
I mean, if white was reborn at some point, that might make sense in terms of them not really relying on her in a post Pink Diamond world. Because if she's like really young, maybe she can't handle getting back into action. But that means wouldn't Pink Diamond get to be reborn too? And we'd have infinite diamonds. And it doesn't seem like she has been. Well, yeah.
She was shattered. If white just regenerated, like she got damaged, went into her gem and regenerated.
Oh, I see. So not really. Well, I guess that is sort of.
Okay, I forgot. Justin was the White Diamond Theories master. Yeah, we'll have to talk about that.
No. Here's what happens.
What happens?
White Diamond is masquerading as a normal gem, meets Steven. Steven thinks that this gem is going to be the one that saves Homeworld and then gets completely stabbed in the back, like what we set up with Peridot but didn't actually execute. And it's White Diamond, Steven. You're never gonna fix it.
Justin, I only like that if White Diamond is someone we already know. I would like that for like
Onion.
I would hate that.
No, not Onion.
Unless it was Onion.
White is one of our gems in disguise. Okay, anyway.
Pearl is White Diamond.
Wow, confirmed.
But that's the thing. That's why I think White Diamond has something to do with this, because Pearl, I feel like Pearl is White Diamonds, and how would that connect to everything else that's happened?
White Diamonds led the masquerade.
Okay, stop.
Well, I don't.
Okay.
I can't go down this crack hole.
Alex, White Diamond in the season finale, yes or no?
No.
We're building her up. This.
We're building up Yellow and Pink
by not
Diamonds.
having her there at all.
It's definitely not the White season.
We're saving White Diamond for like season 6, season 7, even the series finale. Like I at this point they could push White Diamond off to the last season.
She could just be an Ozai in the finale. Yeah. Speaking of the Ozai,
we at least saw Ozai physically in season 2, if not season 1.
We saw like a shadow of him, and
Now, a Pink Diamond Earth flashback, I do want to say we get that before this season.
Okay, like that, at least that. Come on, there's a big season finale coming up in the end of the year or something. When Cartoon Network drags it out.
Like, let's just say this episode was really good, but we're coming off like 6 episodes that are like, So like that's why I'm just hesitant to put my entire trust in. Oh, okay, this is going to start moving fast now. Like I'm still like,
Not to get into this too much. We're approaching a true season finale by production order. It's all indications would point to.
My hot take is going to be that Pearl tells us whatever she's been trying to tell us by the end of the season, because I cannot believe that they would drag that out any more than they have, because it'll be beating such a dead horse. There won't be a horse left.
What,
I think it's coming soon.
Yeah,
I think
so too.
Very soon.
I think so too. Yeah, let's talk about Stevani, Michelle, because this is the Stevani 2 episodes, the Stevani event. We see Stevani talking to themselves. Good night, Stevani. Good night, Stevani. We see there's some other moments there where they surface as 2 people, which I think is interesting. And then maybe most biggest of all is Stevani shaving their stubble with their sword.
It's so cute.
Elaborate.
They're good at shaving. I'm impressed.
Yeah, why does
why
does 14-year-old boy Steven, who definitely does not shave?
With the giant
well, we don't know that because Garnet gave Steven a razor. He could have very well been using it for the past 2 seasons.
Well, like biologically
maybe Connie's
7 or
really
something.
good at cutting like vegetables normally, so like hair on a face is no problem.
They set this up in season 2.
Exactly, Steven's
You
birthday.
remember? Yeah, Steven's birthday. He gets his first facial hair.
I remember.
Yeah, he does. Yeah.
And
so
Garnet
Chin hair.
right. So that's
gives
what
him
we're
a
doing.
razor.
She's
this
wanted
is the
to give him
payoff.
since he was born.
Yeah. So Michelle, you really liked Stevani shaving.
Yes, it was so great.
What else about Stevani in the event did you like?
I was kind of impressed. Like, I assumed Connie was the one behind all the, like, you know, like the grappling hook and like the tarp to sleep on, like all the practical surviving like equipment. I'm crediting her with that. But it was just, I don't know, it was just great to see them like going around and exploring and like living off the land. I kept getting scared that like something was going to be poison or the water wasn't going to be like they weren't gonna be able to drink it, but no, it was fine, completely like habitable. Also, question: why isn't that planet like destroyed, like the moon? Why are there still things on it? Wouldn't they have destroyed it? Like, wouldn't Yellow Diamond have destroyed it?
I think they're on the moon, which is the base, and the planet was the colony, which is now destroyed. I think they're on the moon.
So they left the moon alone because like they keep all the moon bases. Fine, like the Earth's moon. Okay,
that's my theory.
Okay,
yeah.
I think that makes sense.
Two animation references. I think the planet is very reminiscent of Dibazal in Voltron Legendary Defender, and then also grappling hook. Obviously, Mabel from Gravity Falls. Yeah,
I thought
you
that
went
too.
40 minutes without mentioning Gravity Falls. I'm so proud.
Grappling hook. I mean, I shouted it. That's the reference. Yeah. Okay.
Sky hooks.
Yeah, sky hooks. Another. Yeah. Okay.
So many.
No. And yeah, I think Stevani shaving's great. I think that's another example of the show doing really progressive gender things. And yeah,
that's going in my essays. Thank you.
Yeah,
it's
really wonderful to see kind of non-binary presented Stevani, or even just any sort of feminine figure, as Stevani is both, like as having facial hair and shaving is really great to see. And if you are at all repulsed by this, really check yourself and reconsider your perspective on that, please.
Reconsider how great androgyny is. It's a good time.
It's really not valid for you to say, I'm uncomfortable seeing that. Even if you're not allowed to just express your emotions if they have a negative moral consequence. It's just, check yourself. Okay. But yeah, I thought that all of that was really great, and seeing Stevani like in survival mode on the planet. Also, another Voltron reference that reminds me of the Shiro Alone episode we got kind of recently, this first half of this episode.
Oh, I didn't remind you of Ludo in the Wild. That's so sad.
Not Ludo. I did not specifically say Ludo.
High five, Alex. No. I knew you'd appreciate
So which one was the spider and which one is
the eagle?
Another reference here. Stevani thinking about whether to eat that baby bird thing. How about Last Jedi with Chewbacca and the Porg? Yeah, there you go. But
Stevani and Rey should hang out.
Stevani and Rey would be best friends. Was this a Porg in this episode?
Does that mean there are big porgs?
Yeah,
I'd be scared.
Big porgs. Okay.
There's a big Choco.
Big Choco from Mysticons. Okay, we're all references here.
We talk everything animation.
Last thing from we do talk everything animation here. Last thing from Jungle Moon I highlight is the beginning of the episode when they're crashing. I really like pretty much everything is wrong with the ship. At least the display works. I thought that was good.
Yes.
Yeah.
We do need to mention one more Stevani thing real quick though. The fact that Stevani was able to stay formed through the night, including that crazy dream, and Stevani didn't fall apart, shows how insanely far Steven and Connie have come as far as being able to balance. Like, they're reaching Garnet levels of being able to stay together, which is really impressive.
Mm-hmm.
They did not unfuse at all. In the entire, from the moment they fused, they never unfused. And we have never gotten an episode where they stayed fused like that the entire time.
Yeah, I think it's very striking that they do not unfuse after staying on the planet for presumably several days. Yeah, or at least 2 days. Yeah.
Title to end credits, they never unfused. They were only Stevani, making this the only episode where Steven himself does not appear, and I think that's really important.
Is this the first episode of Steven Universe where Steven does not appear?
At all? Yeah, it is. It is.
Even though it's
about the necessity of the show being through his perspective.
Okay.
It definitely is.
Okay.
I do want to ask one more thing about the whole Pink Diamond flashback before we abandon that totally. Up to now, we've only seen Steven inhabit people who are alive. Lars, Blue Diamond. So,
thank you.
Pink Diamond being alive.
Yes.
Yes. The location, because it was a dream.
But have we ever seen his powers be location based before?
But it was only yes, because he only cried Blue's tears when Blue was near.
Yeah,
but
they specifically did that in Steven's
Lars'
dreams. That was the
body?
indication that Blue was on
he wasn't
Earth.
next to Lars when that happened. Steven's powers still really confuse me because sometimes they make sense.
Well, it's really not clear.
Yeah,
it's also a flashback, which is new, right? Like that's the
crazy dream flashback combination.
Yeah, I feel like that's the bigger story, but it also could be evidence that Pink is alive. I do think Pink is alive, but we'll get to that later. Okay.
If Pink's like a Horcrux and Steven, I'm gonna be really mad.
Pink's a Horcrux.
I'm just saying,
one must die, so the other can live.
That better not be what happened.
Yeah, Delaney couldn't make it tonight. Okay. I had to give her Harry Potter reference for her.
There's that.
Yeah,
okay.
there you go, Delaney.
There's last thing about Jungleman. What is the end of this episode? What is the last shot?
I don't know, because the thing is, I got really mad because I'm like, Steven, you can't leave. There's so much information there. Go touch that thing that Garnet wouldn't let you touch on the moon if you're here alone. Like, you can really get some answers. And if he just leaves, I'm gonna be so upset.
What is it? It zooms in on this broken glass. What is that? What is that?
Maybe they're not
the glass that Pink shattered.
Yeah. Well, I think
is it the mirror? Oh, is it the mirror that Pink shattered? Yeah, there you go. Okay.
Okay.
I thought that was obvious. Was that not? Okay.
I was hyped on other things I didn't notice.
Yeah, but why zoom in on it at the end? Is it because it's signifying of Stevonnie thinking of Pink's emotions, recollecting on that?
Because Steven is Pink Diamond.
Yeah, or just remembering that it's important. It reminded me a lot of the shot in one of the Peridot episodes where they I think it's some I can't remember which one it is, but they leave the kindergarten and they in the warp pad, and then the camera just pans up and shows you the rest of the kindergarten with eerie music in the background.
Oh,
it kind of reminds me that shot, telling you we're gonna come back to this place. We're gonna come here really soon. So I'm getting the feeling that this is telling us
it's not over.
This isn't the last time we're coming to this planet.
I'd be surprised.
I think that's a good inference.
I want to see them come back with the crystal gems, honestly.
Yes.
What's the point of going back to unnamed No Man's Sky planet? Why do we need to come back here?
And there's another reference.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, because Gemcation, the purpose of Gemcation to me seems to be they're trying to be more open with him about things, and also Steven's dream. We had that entire sequence too. So it'd be nice to see that finally, actually mean something by him bringing them and okay, tell me what this means. Yeah.
And I do think I agree with Alex, and I think that the fact that he did have basically a flashback dream, whatever we want to call it, of a diamond's memory, that's a pretty big deal. And I could see him disclosing this to the crystal gems and asking, what does this mean? And maybe that's when Pearl finally says her stuff, because that's gotta happen soon. I think it could all feed into each other.
I'd be surprised if we're back here, but we'll see. Okay.
This was I honestly was kind of mad they were Stevonnie, because part of me wonders, had they not been fused, would the dream have been the uncorrupted version of the diamond memory? Without all the interference of Connie's mind?
Oh, interesting. Maybe that's
on the other hand, would Steven have been able to do it if he wasn't fused with Connie?
Right, because he didn't grow up with the mom, he did, but not.
You guys, he just spent another night there. We have to tell.
Yeah, he wouldn't have a maternal figure.
Exactly, but Connie does.
Through
That's
Connie's
why I thought it made
lens.
sense.
Yeah. Okay, interesting. Okay, we'll talk more about this later. Let's very rapid fire go through Lars of the Stars.
Poor Lars of the Stars.
Yeah. So I just want to start off by saying I think the framing device surrounding this episode of this being space pirate, reanimated off-color space pirates, and we get the title card introduction to everyone and the ships, and even at the end with the Star Skipper, I thought that was all really successful.
It's so anime.
It's really goofy.
It's so anime.
Yeah, I really enjoyed that. This is the type of fun, I don't know, I feel like some episodes miss, and this episode was very fun, and I thought that was great. What do we think of Lars, this whole concept of them? I mean, we've known this for 7 months now because of Comic-Con, but them being space pirates, thumbs up?
Thumbs up.
No, it's
Thumbs
so
up.
good. It's the best thing that could have happened
Yeah,
to the
so
off colors. It's so good.
we meet Emerald in this episode. Finally, we have do we actually have the birth gem birth month completed with Emerald?
We might. Yeah.
for May,
Almost all of the we have all the Pokemon gems. We're missing the medals. We have all the Pokemon gems.
Okay, stop.
That was not.
Ruby, Sapphire,
Okay.
Emerald, Diamond, and Pearl. We did it, guys. We did it.
So we have Emerald here. Alex, what do you think of Emerald?
She's pretty cool. I especially like her first scene where like you will not go to hyperspeed, and Lars responds bingo bungo.
Yeah.
Like the rest of her, it seems like kind of hesitant at times almost because, but also later we get the idea. Oh well, she doesn't want to harm the ship, so she's like trying to get around. But she doesn't seem as intimidating of a villain. Like going along with the whole goofy tone, you never take Emerald that seriously. So, and that's probably the show's intent. But she's fine for the little
She was very fun. You know, I think
fun
that's the main
80s
thing.
space anime villain, and I'm so glad we have one. Like we have our main antagonist in the Diamonds. I'm glad that we have like the
wacky space villain.
What Dylan, main antagonist from Voltron. What's his name again? Zarkon.
Zarkon, yeah.
Emerald's our Zarkon, our season 1, if not 80s Zarkon.
Emerald's much cooler than Zarkon. But
Zarkon's so boring. Zarkon is the Diamonds.
Emerald's like Emerald's kind of Lotori-ish with her. I think she's charismatic, and I liked her dynamic with Lars. I didn't know where they were going with the Lars, like knowing that she wouldn't blow up the ship. I thought she was attached to Lars, and we were doing Lars Emerald.
I was confused by that until the ship harming.
#Lemrold.
I was like,
Let's do
what
it.
is going
But Michelle, it was the wrong ship.
Fiction?
It was the actual ship, not the character
it was the ship, not the
It was the ship.
ship.
It was not the ship.
It was the ship all along. They got us again.
Yeah.
It's also confusing because when Lars is talking about the ship, we just got off of talking about Lars and Sadie. So it's like, is he talking about the Lars Sadie ship?
It was this metaphorical, and they knew. And was Emerald's ship a metaphor for Lars and Emerald's ship?
No, Lars and Sadie ship.
Or Lars and Shady.
Yeah,
ship.
don't mix up your.
No,
They already destroyed that ship once in the non-canon episode Say Uncle. We all try to forget. They actually sunk Lars and Sadie's ship for the record.
So first I thought that we were doing Emerald didn't want to destroy the ship because she loved Lars or liked Lars or like. But then
say that.
So that's what I thought first. Second, I thought that Emerald was just really into the fun aspect of the space pirates and chasing them down, and she loved the adventures. She was just too into the role play.
Yeah.
But then it turns out she just didn't want to harm the ship. I feel like that was the least exciting thing we could have done. You know, I didn't really love that.
I mean, it makes more sense though. I mean, she's like an elite commander of, Homeworld. Why would it take like, I don't know, a couple weeks of chasing these guys to like change?
It makes more sense, but this is the least fulfilling.
Just from your perspective, you wish it wasn't that simple, Dylan?
Yeah,
okay.
Yeah.
But once again, that fits into the whole simplistic nature of this entire episode, where it just feels like a goofy Saturday morning cartoon.
Yeah. Yeah. That was my most disappointing thing about the episode. Everything else really worked for me. I really like Emerald. Quickly, as requested, the Emerald animation power rankings. Emerald is now the most common name among shows we cover. That's kind of crazy. It seems like a not common name.
Wow.
Number 1 on the power rankings is Emerald from Mysticons. She is by far, she's an incredible character, and
I gotta watch that show.
Watch Mysticons for Emerald. Number 2 is
much
Emerald.
better haircut.
Number 2, Emerald from Ruby. Even though Ruby doesn't really want to make Emerald a character, she's still awesome, and when she's really cool. And yeah, Number 3, Steven Universe Emerald. She needs to be in more than one episode to advance up on the animation Emerald power rankings. Okay, I thought she was really good, and I would like to see more from Emerald.
Yeah, I would too.
Yeah, I'd be fine with more of her.
Emerald on Earth, Emerald New Crystal Gem, Emerald and Peridot best friends. Let's go.
I want Emerald versus the New Crystal Gem.
I want a flashback of Emerald and Centipedal working together.
Oh,
Okay.
no. Anything with Centipede, I'm so here for.
You just get all the green gems together. Throw Peridot in there if you want.
Green team!
Yeah, okay, 2 last things. One, I think the highlight of this episode was the Stevani fusion sequence, which was stunning.
Yes.
That was so good.
Yeah. Just visually, and also like the just the framing of it, life goes on because need to feel better because you're best friends. Yeah.
That's important, though. That's like a really good lesson not to put your life on hold for someone else. That's a good... We gotta remember, this is a show, target audience for children, and this is a good takeaway for them.
Yeah.
Your life goes on. You gotta keep doing stuff.
Yeah, well,
let's
table that for a second when we talk about Sadie. But I love them fusing there and relating it to Lars's emotions and stuff like that. Best friends wouldn't do anything to hurt each other, and there's Stevani.
Yeah.
Stevani and experience.
Yeah, that was so good.
I love
also, later when Lars is giving his speech to Emeralds, showing off again, Stevani's like, "Wow, Lars, I miss you."
Yeah. When did Stevani see Lars? But okay.
I think in the first episode Alone Together they did.
Yeah,
so I think,
at the donut shop they made eyes.
Yeah, we also referenced Stevani having driven before. It's like, it's just like driving a car.
But I think that was just like, oh man, confident Lars, I love you, and the delivery was so great.
Yeah, that was speaking for us. Yeah. It was, Stevani was great here. Last thing, Lars is freaking out about Sadie. And,
that was so great.
It
was bad for the crew, but like it was a great moment to show that he's not like this perfect captain. He still has this.
Yeah, we're like, okay, it's cool Lars again, and back to bad Lars when he's freaking out about Sadie, but he gets their background in the end. Did you find it realistic, Michelle? His emotions in that moment?
Oh, absolutely. Like I think Lars has kind of forgotten his normal life for a while, but I think seeing her having fun and kind of, having friends, the ones he always wanted, kind of woke him up to all his like previous teenage insecurities and hopes and dreams, right? Which like is good, because if Lars had just become this like untouchable, perfect like commander, like that wouldn't fit for me. I think that'd be a little too fan fiction-y to feel realistic and earned. So I think it was like a nice like going back to like what deep down he's still like the same fundamentally in terms of his insecurities, but it was a good moment.
Yeah. I think it's a necessary moment considering we've seen Lars' redemption and him turn into so much of a better person. Like Lars is kind of a butt for most of the show, and seeing him go back to that. Yeah.
He's still kind of a butt because he's like, Sadie took the friends I wanted. She hates me. She did this on purpose. And then Steven calls him out. He's like, no. Like, she's just moving on with her life. That's what you're doing too, isn't it? Are you trying to be a jerk to her? He's like, well, no. Yeah. And he kind of like thinks about it in a better way. But like, he still has those bad tendencies. They're still there. And I appreciate that consistency. I think Lars is still going to get better, but I don't want him to get better too fast. I want it to be a believable progression. So I liked that freak out moment a lot.
Yeah. Justin, what do you think of that?
It went a while, but I liked it. I thought it maybe dragged a bit too far. I'm like 11 minutes, guys, and fluoride already takes a minute per line, so we need to move on here.
Oh.
But no, I thought it was very believable overall, and I think we needed to see that Lars was still fallible. Because, since July, Lars has been king of the memes, running our internet. Like, that's what's been keeping Tumblr powered. But I'm glad.
Lars, yeah.
It's purely Lars memes. But, I'm glad to see he's still fallible.
Yeah. Alex, we're still on the Lars Sadie train. That's still happening in the show?
I think so. I do want to say that that whole sequence felt a little jarring to me, honestly. Like, it fits for his character. We're right about that. But at the same time, it gets solved so quickly that you wonder, well, did it actually work in making him feel fallible if we solved in 2 minutes and it's not really going to be a thing? But whereas Sadie Killer, we kind of dedicated the whole episode to moving on, where here's 2 minutes worth. So, but it works. And I think we'll end up getting Lars Sadie at some point in the future, and they'll have a brief argument before a happy reunion.
Sadie also wasn't under missile fire.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. I think it's not that Lars got over it, but he had to table it for the sake of having to deal with an immediate crisis. But I don't think he's done.
Right. The setting doesn't help, admittedly, but
the last 5 minutes are a little fast, but I found it to be kind of realistically handled, and I like the transition into Stevani. I thought that was excellent. Should be noted, Sadie Killer and the Suspects, Sadie's band name. Yeah.
Great name.
Yeah, good name.
Yep.
So we saw the off colors again. My hot take, this is not really a hot take, is that I'm kind of done with Pad Paracha. Unfortunately, I think literally
people were done with Pat Cratchit off color.
I was such a big fan of Pat Cratchit originally, but all she does in this episode is repeat things that happened 2 seconds ago. They don't do anything with her
ever.
But that was like her initial presentation before, and that was fine. Like that was funny. But like, why not do literally anything else with her in this episode?
Now there was one moment where she mentions like, "Oh, she shot the ship, but she missed on purpose," and that was actually new information. So it's like, okay.
She kind of more explicitly presented something. That was the only valid use of her. The rest were just kind of
right. The rest of them felt useless, but that one part was like, oh, okay, cool.
Yeah, do give her another personality trait, please. Come on, please do it. Okay, and everyone else, all the other off colors were cool too. Yeah, thumbs up.
I love Fluorite a lot more after this episode. Like here, like with all this fast pacedness and her still speaking slowly. Give me 5 minutes. Like it works better here than it did in the cave.
Yeah, I do think she works better here, and very interested to see how we're going to use all the off colors again when we come back. Okay, Michelle, final thoughts on Stranded.
It was so good. I mean, like, as much as like sometimes I get really like sad that the show isn't back for a long time, when it does come back, it's always really nice. And I think especially this past year, it's been really good. I've just been really loving the past episodes. By this past year, I mean 2017, not like the past like 4 days.
Oh, you mean the past 4 days? Yeah. Okay.
I don't mean that.
Thumbs up. Okay, Justin, final thoughts.
Quick hot take that we didn't mention. Jungle Moon or Jungle Planet, whatever the name of the episode is, had a brand new storyboard artist, actually.
Yes.
Yeah!
Miki Brewster. So, we have a new storyboard artist. So, welcome aboard the Crewniverse.
Yeah. We're going to have a lot of crew shakeup, but that's a big first episode to come in on,
Yeah,
great job. Congrats.
Yeah, final thoughts, Justin.
They worked with Jeff, but awesome. Great episodes. Welcome back, Steven. Please don't make us wait 6 more months.
We'll see about that. Show. Yeah, I mean, it's Cartoon Network, not Steven. Don't blame Steven for that.
Yeah, we can't blame Steven the character.
Don't blame Steven.
Cartoon Network's airing schedule.
Yeah, okay. Alex.
Lars of the Stars was a top-tier example of the type of humor this show can do, and Jungle Moon was a high example of the type of lore and story the show is capable of. Now, if you want to fuse the two together and make the perfect episode, that'd be great. But they're both great on their own, although they're both like missing halves of what makes this show so great.
I like that take a lot better than the initial Lars of the Stars is Meta one. Like I think that's true. I think neither of these episodes are probably our top 25 episodes, but they both have really great elements to them. I was much more excited than either of these episodes than most of what we saw in 2017 from Steven Universe. How about that?
Definitely better than the Wanted episodes. I think I'm willing to say that.
And
much.
Wanted? Wanted was the highlight of 2017.
I don't know.
There wasn't much of 2017.
There wasn't a lot, it's that and the zoo arc, and that's kind of it. But I'd take the trial over that. But it's I think the Jungle Moon's super exciting. I'm interested to watch it when the excitement dies down. I think we need some space to truly evaluate the episode. But there's a lot of really interesting stuff here. Very excited to see what comes next from Steven Universe in May. June, best case scenario, probably.
Maybe February. Come on, guys.
We can only dream. That's true.
We have one
Alex.
more important piece of information, Dylan.
Yes.
I did my research right fast. Emerald was played by Jinx Monsoon, marking the first time we have had a non-binary voice actress.
Yes.
Voice actor, whatever we say. Jinx Monsoon was the winner of season 5 of RuPaul's Drag Race.
Yeah.
And the episode was co-storyboarded by Lauren Zook, this might be either their second to last episode or last episode. We're still not sure, but
we're not sure. We keep thinking each is going to be the last, and there's like a new one, and it's like, oh, okay.
Because all of Lauren's episodes are so good that we're like, oh, this has to be the last one because it's so great.
Yeah, I thought we were doing the last Lauren episode for a while, but still good.
This episode, in terms of setting, is very similar to Adventures in Light Distortion, another episode that they co-storyboarded on. So nice connection there.
Interesting. Yeah, that's true. On a spaceship. Okay.
Yeah,
okay. Here's we might be doing a feedback. We might be doing a feedback podcast for the Stranded event. So if you have comments or questions, email them to us at podcast@overlyanimated.com, and some combination of us. If we get enough feedback, we'll be back to answer your questions. Also, leave a comment on overlyanimated.com. That's another way to leave your feedback. If you're sending us an email, say for the feedback podcast in the title. And you can also leave a comment on the website at overlyanimated.com or on YouTube. Any of those ways you can get your feedback in, and then we'll talk about Stranded again, hopefully, in a feedback podcast upcoming. So
send all the theories, please.
Please send your theories. There's a lot to talk about.
As you want. Michelle and I have seen them all.
If specifically crazy white, try to out crazy Justin's white diamond theory. I don't think you can do it, but you can try. And any other theories from these episodes. So find all that at overlyanimated.com. Just in general, we'd also like to hear what you thought of this podcast and the episode. Wherever you're watching this, subscribe to not miss any. And also you can talk about it with us on our Discord, overlyanimated.com/Discord, to come text chat with us about anything Steven Universe. It was very exciting to have an episode to actually discuss as it was airing. More of that, Cartoon Network. Whoa. Let's actually show the episodes on TV first, or put them online, whatever. Just don't leak them out indeterminately, accidentally. Last thing is consider supporting us on Patreon, patreon.com/overlyanimated. Thank you very much to all of our current patrons, especially our patron of the podcast, Jamie, aka Mailman, and thanks as always to our patron executive producers John, Ryan, Steve, Alex, Andy, and Hugh. Upcoming Overly Animated podcasts include Ruby discussions and Mysticon discussions, Miraculous Ladybug, everything at overlyanimated.com. Find all of that there. Let us know what you thought. Send your feedback in, and we will see you guys next time. Thanks for listening. Bye.
Bye.
Adios.